So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. Now, the purpose for this lecture series is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs and we want you to revise them through the much needed MCQ practice. Make this lecture series a part of your daily routine because if you will do that, then you would have practiced. If you are daily with this lecture series, by the way, then you would have practiced 1200 MCQs from current affairs by the time you're ready for your UPSC Prelims Examination. Okay? And 1200 MCQs from current affairs alone for your prelims examination is more than sufficient. You wouldn't have to worry about your current affairs portion as far as prelims is concerned. But provided you are consistent and regular with this lecture series, these 4 to 5 MCQs would add up on a daily basis to 1200 MCQs. So make sure you make it a part of your daily routine and follow it regularly. All right? Now, enough of the introduction. Let's straight away jump into the discussion with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding rare diseases. It is a medical condition that affects one or fewer people in 1,000. As per India's national policy on rare diseases, the government provides financial assistance of 50 lakh to patients. Okay. In total, 55 medical conditions are classified as rare diseases in India. How many of the above statements are correct? Now look, rare diseases are those diseases, as the name suggests, which are extremely rare. Okay. Now, as per WHO, if there is a medical condition that is so rare that it affects less than 1 in every 1,000 people, okay, then that would be categorized as rare disease as per WHO. So this part is correct. Now, because rare diseases are so rare, but their treatments are very expensive, that is why government has come up with a policy called National Policy on Rare Diseases. It came in 2021. And under this policy, government provides a financial assistance of 50 lakh to patients of rare diseases who are getting treatments in excellent hospitals or centers of excellence like AIIMS, PGI, and all that. Okay, so that these people are able to afford treatment for their rare conditions. So this part is also correct. Now, India has identified 55 medical conditions and India has categorized these 55 medical conditions as rare diseases. So as per India, these are the 55 medical conditions for which you will get this financial assistance, and these are the 55 medical conditions which are categorized as rare diseases. All right. So this part is also correct. All 3 statements are correct. The answer is C. Question number 2. Which of the following statements are correct regarding Dragon drones? These are fire-breathing drones that are being used by both Russia and Ukraine in their war with each other. These drones release a substance called thermite, which is a flammable gas. Use of thermite weapons is strictly prohibited in war as per international law. Okay, so select the correct option from below. Now look, Dragon drones are called Dragon drones because, like, if some of you have seen Game of Thrones or House of Dragons, dragons actually breathe fire. They attack their enemies with fire, right? So these drones also emit fire and they're very dangerous. They're very destructive. These drones are being used by both Russia and Ukraine in their war. So this part is correct. Now, how does it release fire? Basically, these drones release a substance called thermite. It is a solid substance, okay, which is made up of aluminium oxides and iron oxides. Okay, the substance is also used for welding. So it's not a flammable gas. Thermite is a solid substance made up of oxides of aluminum and iron. Okay, and this thermite substance is released, then it is ignited by an electrical fuse, and then it gets into a self-sustaining reaction and burns through almost everything. Clear? So this part is false. It's not a flammable gas. Now, use of thermite weapons is not prohibited as per international law. In fact, international law does not say that you cannot use thermite weapons. But international law says that you cannot use thermite weapons in war against civilian targets. That would constitute as a war crime. So you cannot target civilians using thermite, but you can target military installations using thermite. Okay, so this part is also incorrect, and the correct answer is B, only one. Question number 3. Which of the following are correct regarding Innovation for Defense Excellence scheme? It was launched in 2018 to promote development of defense industry without private participation. IDEX will be funded and managed by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. Okay. The thing is, Defense Excellence Scheme, Innovations for Defense Excellence Scheme was launched to promote innovation and development of defense industry with private industry partnership. It is not without private partnership. In fact, it is with private partnership and with the partnership of scientists in various universities. Okay, it was launched in 2018, but we cannot imagine this scheme without private partnership. So this part is false. Now, IDEX will be funded and managed by DIO, not DRDO. Okay, what is DIO? Look for the explanation for this lecture. All right. So no statement is correct. Neither. All right. And last, question number 4. Which of the following statements are correct regarding murine typhus infection? It is a bacterial infection caused by a Rickettsia typhi. It is transmitted to humans through bite of infected fleas. It is highly infective human-to-human transmitted disease that can spread very quickly. Now look, recently a 75-year-old man from Kerala got infected with this disease. The reason was that he traveled to Cambodia and Vietnam, and experts believe that he contracted that disease from that place. Okay. Now, it is a bacterial infection, and the bacteria that causes this infection, murine typhus infection, is called Rickettsia typhi. That's absolutely correct. But how does that bacteria enter your body? First, this bacteria infects fleas, small insects. And when you come in contact with these fleas, that bacteria enters your body. So it is transmitted to humans through bite of infected fleas. That is also correct. In this case, these fleas become the vector for this disease. Okay. Now, the thing with this disease is that you can only contract this disease through coming in contact with fleas. No human-to-human transmission is seen in this disease. So this part is false. 1 and 2. Answer is A. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I hope it has added value to your preparation, though it would add more value if you are consistent and regular with this lecture series. All right. On that note, I'll be signing off with the promise of seeing you again with the next day's current affairs through MCQs. Thank you, everyone.